Do it costs $0 to smile. Dan, it costs you $0 not to be a snitch. I hate Star Wars.
Hey guys, it's me, Dan. I'm gonna bring up a thing, and if you try and talk to me about the thing I just brought up, I'm gonna tell you not to talk to me about it. I was so caught up in hating Disney that for a second I almost forgot that Sony is a corporation. Hey, welcome back to Off the Air, live from TGI Fridays parking lot. I'm Jackson.
Jackson, our reporter in the field. I'm Dan.
I am our field reporter today.
And I am not in a TGI Fridays parking lot.
It's
I
raining.
may or may not be. I can't prove that I'm not in a TGI Fridays parking lot.
I think we can definitively prove that you're not in a parking lot, Dan.
How? How could you prove this, Noah?
I mean, I'll just text Shell and be like, hey, can you take a picture of Dan not being in a parking lot?
That's
and she'll
rude,
take a picture.
But you definitely should do it and put it on the video version right now.
That sounds like a lot of work. Just put up that Miley Cyrus M&M.
Okay.
We do live in a society.
And it's raining and I'm in my car, and it's a society that we live in which things are constantly happening. And I'm using Starbucks Wi-Fi from TGI Fridays parking lot.
Jackson, do we want to talk about what decisions have brought you to this point? And also, hey Jackson, how you been? It's been a while.
I missed you. Good. I'm back. So I don't have Wi-Fi. I hopefully will by the time this comes out, but I'm doubtful. So like the Wi-Fi people are just taking an eternity because they have to run a cable to my new house. So I just have to wait. And I also started college on Monday. So I'm taking like 6 classes and don't have Wi-Fi.
How's that going out?
It sucks.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely awful. What are you going for? If you don't want me getting all up in your business.
Majoring in journalism. That's
awesome. So you really are our field reporter from the field.
I am our field reporter for today.
Nice.
And the field report is, Dan, I'm sure you're familiar with the college experience. And I've gone to college before this. I went like years ago. And you know,
many moons ago.
You know, like that guy that's in every class, and like you just hate him. And like I thought I was safe. So my first day of classes, I roll up to my 9 a.m. class.
I mean, I do need to point out though, if you're safe, that probably means you're the guy.
Oh no, wait, you gotta listen to the whole story. Show up to my 9 a.m. class, and it's in like a big lecture hall. So there's like 200 people. Nobody gives a shit. You know, nobody wants to like talk. It's great. Silent class. The professor just speaks.
Yeah. 9 a.m. is the best time for a class.
It's true. Yeah. It was wonderful. And then I went to my 10 a.m. class, and it's just like an English class, and there's like 7 of us. And it's in like the early childhood building on like the 3rd floor, like in the corner. And there's just like 6 kids and a professor in this English class.
That's
also
adorable.
Dope as hell. Nobody talked. And so I'm sitting there like, man, I'm sitting pretty. Like I don't have any one of those kids who's just like that guy. And then I go to my 11 a.m. class, and it's a journalism class. And the dude sitting next to me is like full on. I'm gonna call him. What was the guy? I'm trying to remember the guy that was like did this really bad. Like Nate was his name from like 10 years ago, who did this really bad. So this kid Nate is sitting next to me, and he's just like. Every 10 seconds, he's like, oh, Professor, did you, it's kind of like this. I'm like, just let the dude fucking talk. He's got a doctorate. Like, let the guy introduce the syllabus. This isn't a discussion. He's like, yeah, in week 3, we're going to be going over journalism ethics in time situations. And he's like, kind of like, I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude, please. Like, why are you doing any of this? This isn't a time for you to bring up your personal thoughts. He's just telling you what we're gonna do in 3 weeks.
Fucking amazing.
And he's
I was
just
that guy for like the first like 2 years of college, just because like I didn't know any better.
Homeschooled.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it was. Like I was homeschooled. I literally just didn't know any better and didn't realize how much of a fucking awful fucking pain in the ass that is.
See, if I would have done that in public school, they would have just beat me up more than normal.
Nah, it was college, so instead of beating me up, they just socially shunned me and forced me to become a recluse.
I would socially shun this guy. And he was
mean,
like, hey,
that's
can we do a project? And be like, you know what? No.
No, man. No. That's fair. I don't know. I always have like a twinge of empathy for the people like that because it's just kind of sad.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I feel like there's definitely a place for learning. But I would rather have him learn in an environment where it's not a group score and I don't have to deal with him for hours at a time.
Oh yeah.
But
also,
very fair statement.
It's also not my place to just call this other like freshman out. I'm like, just one day a professor's just gonna snap at him or something. He's gonna stop. But if I do it, I don't know. In the same class, this other guy came in. Literally, he came like 10 minutes late. looked at the professor, was like, "Oh, have you again?" And then like sat down and just like muttered under his breath for an hour and left.
Good lord.
I was like, dude, who are you? Where did you come from? Why do
Where
you
did you
already
go?
hate this? It's 11 a.m. on the first day.
Yeah, college is weird, dude. College is real weird.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's such weird dynamics. And I was gonna say, like, there are like I had classes where that kind of like talking would have been fine, but not like during the syllabus, my dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
there's times when you can make a discussion point and you're stupid and that's allowed because you're allowed to be dumb. But
Oh, yeah.
why are you doing this on literally syllabus day? Stop.
It's day one. Sit down, shut up, and like drink a coffee in the back like the rest of us.
And then, so I ball up into school today because, you know, we bullying in the brib. I'm actually trying to remember what my classes even were today, which is probably a bad sign.
I mean, it's not. I straight up had a class where I every week had a moment of I couldn't remember if I actually had to take the class or not,
Nice.
and I couldn't remember which building it was in. Had to look it up.
And also the biggest problem I've encountered, as per my Twitter, is the college I'm going to has an inordinate amount of like horse girls and horse boys.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
exactly
no.
what I'm talking about. The type that debate how color theory relates to Harry Potter at 9 a.m. on a Monday, and wear Fallout Boy hats. And it's not like that's everybody.
no.
But instead of being like the normal like 3%, it's like 12%. So there are far more than normal, but it's not a majority.
Oh no.
Oh
That's,
no.
that's freaking rough.
Yeah, and so like, you know, all my classes are just filled with people like that, and those people also have a tendency to be, you know, that guy. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't do
no.
that.
No.
Majorly not a fan
Yeah.
of that.
0 to 10. Speaking of, so you have morning classes. How are you feeling about those? Because I hated morning classes.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They're 9 a.m. I mean, whenever I worked mornings, which I usually worked mornings over the week, I'd start at like 10. So
Okay.
my schedule I just had to wake up an hour earlier and don't get paid.
I suppose that's not that bad.
No, yeah, the not getting paid part adds up though.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Just imagine they tricked us into paying money to wake up early in the morning.
They did do that, huh? They tricked us. I
They
can't
played
believe
us-
it. I can't believe the higher
They played us
education
like a damn
system really,
fiddle.
they really got us. And we got nothing for it.
Nothing.
Not a
Nothing at
single
all.
thing.
Not a single damn thing.
Damn, dude.
Damn. We
Also,
live
I've
in a
already fallen
society.
victim to professor that makes you buy their book.
Oh, that's always fun. I
no.
love that.
First class on my first day, the professor's like, "Yes, I'm the editor of this book. No, or she's like, "Yes, I am the author of this book. No, I will not be, you know, putting any of like all the questions and exam stuff on the PowerPoint or online. It'll all be in the book. So you have to buy the book.
That's kind of a shitty thing to do.
$93.
Like
Jesus.
I get like if the book actually has like stuff that will be used, but like making it so that you literally can't do anything without buying the book, that's not nice.
Yeah, it's definitely bullshit, and it's also even worse because this is the class that's like the lecture hall with like 200 people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a gen ed. This isn't like a journalism class. This isn't like a major related. This isn't a professor I will have again. This is a sociology 100 course. That's like mandatory for most all students to take.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
there's a.
what a scam.
I've
like-
also read a majority of my media ethics textbook, so I'm already about to just go up and be like, "Excuse me, you're not practicing ethical business, man."
Oh, that'll go over well. You should definitely do that.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen, Dan? What's the worst that'll happen?
I get dropped from the class.
I'm beginning to see what the worst that would happen is.
Well, I guess I could, like, in theory, get like, they could call like campus security, and they could like, they could like hit me with a club, and it kills me.
You'd be so lucky.
If only I could be so lucky as to be killed by a club from a campus cop.
Yeah, a club campus cop. That's my favorite anime.
That sounds like okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it does sound like an anime. Don't try and pretend.
Man, I just don't want to be reliant on public services for Wi-Fi anymore.
Yeah, it sounds like I mean for the audience, he's mostly here, but he's definitely got some dry spots, some empty spots. Dead air. There we go. I got there.
Yeah, I'm definitely in robot land.
Speaking of dead air, I think Noah died.
I did not die. I'm right here.
Noah is alive.
Yeah.
It is
Thank God.
decidedly so.
Noah didn't get beat up by a club campus cop.
We always used to record on Tuesdays, right? That used to be our usual day. So
Yep,
I
way back
definitely
in the day.
did this last year too, where tomorrow is the first day of school here. We're recording, I don't know, like a week in advance. But Wednesday is the first day of school here in town, which means that Tuesday is last minute haircut day for everyone who just cannot get their life together enough to get a haircut before that.
How dare you talk to me like that?
Right?
Why did they even start school on a Wednesday anyway?
I don't know. New York doesn't do that. Well, I
It's
shouldn't
something
say
to do
New
with
York.
the,
Pennsylvania doesn't do that.
The neighboring areas, one place started school Thursday last week, which is even stupider.
What are they doing?
It's
There's
something
no
to do
rules.
with the expected number of days off in the year and the holidays.
Yes. The thing is, though, my school district is very bad at planning for snow days, which, like, the last year, they totally cut out, like, I think they had, like, 10 built-in snow days that would have, just cut off graduation time. Like, you get to graduate early. Congrats. They got rid of all those last year. And then we had a winter that, while it didn't snow, it was so cold they had to cancel school 6 days. And then there were a few days that was snowy enough they had to cancel. And it's just like, hey guys, because it kept getting pushed back further and further to the point where I was like talking to some of the kids when they came in, and I'm like, hey, so when are you guys graduating? And they're like, we have no idea. It keeps getting pushed back.
They're actually just graduating now.
Man.
They are. I mean, honestly, aren't we all just graduating now when you really think about it?
I actually just started school yesterday.
No, I graduated in May.
Seems my
I don't know what you're
analogy
talking
fell
about,
apart.
We're all graduating now. Am I right, guys?
Ah, there it is. Good job, Jackson. You hit it.
Got him.
Fucking correct.
I'm over here trying to lead into that joke. Dan no-sells me just like I no-sell him. And then Jackson takes the joke.
Doesn't
What a
feel good,
beautiful
does it,
moment.
Noah?
I am
It's not even
so
a good
happy.
joke. It wasn't even like the best of the. We're all blank now. We're all Thor 2: The Dark World now.
Oh no.
Did they take Natalie Portman out of that movie? And then they're putting her in a Thor movie again anyway?
Yep, I think so.
Is she playing the same character she played before?
I mean, I would assume.
Well, how are they going to explain the fact that like she just wasn't there for the last couple movies?
I think they broke up.
Damn.
Wasn't that a thing?
I mean, I don't know.
Noah?
You think I watched and cared about Thor 2: The Dark World?
No, I think they recast her
No.
for like a couple seconds, didn't they?
Let's look.
I'm
What's
pretty
her
sure
character's
she-
even- what's her character's even name?
She's coming in as female Thor, but also as
Yeah.
her character. Yeah, so she was just cut from Dark World. Now she's being
Yeah.
brought back, and she's going to be female Thor.
But she's
her name-
also still.
Her name
The
is
same
Mighty
character.
Thor.
But she's
Yeah.
also still the same character from the original
Yes.
Thor. It's not like the same actress. They're just like, guess who's here? A different
nope.
person, right?
Same
Twins, huh?
character.
Okay.
I'm
What if it
excited.
just
I enjoy
didn't
Natalie
make
Portman.
anymore? I love Natalie Portman.
I
would let
did
her
definitely forget that she
turn
was
my
even.
intros into outros.
I definitely did forget that she was even in the first Thor.
I remember because I love her.
I mean, that's fair. I get you.
She graduated from Harvard. Speaks four
Jane
languages.
Foster, that's her name.
Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley are two of my like favorite actresses. Blah 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 blah. Two of my favorite actresses to see pop up and stuff. It just makes me very happy because they're both like good, without being too like heavily overcast to like make me miserable.
Isn't Keira Knightley just like the great value Natalie Portman? Or the pirate Natalie
no, I
Portman?
see that. I see where you're going for.
Yeah, I guess I see where you're going there. I will not say no, but I don't fully agree either.
That still makes her like amazing though.
Yes.
Because if you're just like a knockoff version of perfection, you're still pretty dang close.
Yeah, it's like those two and what's her name? The creepy one.
Are you
I can't-
thinking about Natalie Portman?
No,
In Black Swan?
no. I'm thinking of
That was pretty creepy. You're thinking of Helena Bonham Carter, aren't you?
I'm not.
Really good.
Are you thinking of
You think about Dobby?
I will remember.
Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional?
I am remembering. It is Tilda
You think that was
Swinton.
creepy? Yeah, she is creepy.
I
huh?
mean, I'm creeped out by an overly sexualized 15-year-old. Yes, 12-year-old. Sorry.
I just love Tilda Swinton. She's fantastic.
I don't know. I feel like I have a few actresses that I'm like, oh, they're pretty good, but I don't know. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think. I'm sure I've mentioned it in other podcasts, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone that I'm like, any actresses that I'm like, yeah, you know what? They're just so good.
Natalie Portman.
I mean, that's fair. You know what? You're right.
We've been talking about her forever. Just latch out of that train.
The late Carrie Fisher. That too.
Carrie Fisher's pretty great.
Wasn't she just in
She
Star
was
Wars,
so
though?
funny. No, she was so funny, dude.
Yeah, but what else was she in?
That's a good question. I'm gonna look.
The Blues
She was
Brothers?
in Dishonored.
In what?
Dishonored, the game.
Really?
Yep, she has a very rare voice line that appears. I literally picked this up. I don't remember where I
Yes,
picked,
one
where I
of her
picked this
greatest
information
acting credits.
up. No, but hey, you asked what else she was in. She was in fucking Dishonored. She had basically, if you do a certain series of events and kill certain people, a new voice actor does the announcements for the city over the intercoms, and it's Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I'll
actually
give
super
it
cool.
to you, but that doesn't really sound like she's going to be on the box kind of deal.
No, she definitely was not. It's one of those just weird things of finding a random person in the back of a fun little Easter egg, I guess. I wouldn't even call it Easter egg because it's not hidden. It's just not advertised. No, she doesn't. She has stuff. I'm looking at her filmography right now on IMDb. I mean, she has stuff. Nothing that I'm like, oh man, this was such a good thing that she did.
She's
did
more of a
30 Rock.
cultural icon than a film icon
Honestly,
as a
yeah.
big out of touch general statement. I feel like that's kind of where she lands.
I would actually back that. I feel like she successfully latched onto that Star Wars money and just rode that shit to the end of the line, literally and figuratively.
And then Mark Hamill decided to voice act.
Yeah, right.
I honestly
By God, did he?
am so happy with that too.
He's in
Have
everything.
you seen the Justice League thing, Miss the Mark?
Nope.
Where it's just Mark Hamill kidnaps Mark Hamill alongside Mark Hamill and then is saved by Mark Hamill.
Nope.
No.
I'm gonna link it to you, and I don't expect people to go watch it, but it's called Miss the Mark, and it's because the Joker is voiced by Mark Hamill, as is the Trickster, as is, and I can't remember which hero, but and then he does the voice for himself in the little short bit
Wait,
as
is
well.
the Trickster
And so,
another Batman villain?
yes, it is
You're
Discount
telling me
Joker.
it's not. Okay, so it's not the Joker though, right? Hey,
No, it's Discount Joker.
See, but I feel like if you're gonna make Discount Joker, it should be for I don't know, Discount Batman, whoever that is. Real Batman already has real
Robin?
Joker. No reason for Discount Joker. Well,
I
even
wouldn't-
Robin has Joker. They live in the same city or
I was
whatever.
gonna say
No
I
need
would
for
not
Discount
argue
Joker.
that. I don't think Robin is Discount Batman. I think. Ooh, I do want to think about who Discount Batman would be though, because he's definitely a member of the Superman universe. Because Batman's
Right.
universe doesn't have enough heroes to draw from.
I think they also had. He also appeared as the Trickster in live action TV. In the live action, he did. He was the Trickster in the Flash too. Yeah,
Nice.
that's so funny.
Wait, the Trickster has a live action movie?
Oh,
no, but in the Flash TV show, Mark Hamill got to play the Trickster in that at one point.
You know what else I really
It's just-
enjoy a bit that we have running on this podcast, by the way, is that Jackson doesn't watch superhero movies, and I cannot wait until we have him explain the plot of them. But also, I love when Dan trots out somewhere trivia that's not that
Useless.
well known.
You can say useless trivia.
No.
It's fine.
I was thinking more not as well known trivia to well known, but only in your circles trivia. And Jackson just reacts to it. Very, very, very much enjoy that.
I'm glad you appreciate Jackson's confusion.
It's not even confusion. It's just disdain.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm not confused by the concept of the Trickster. I get it. I just think it's stupid.
Oh, I mean, for what it's worth, I also think it's super stupid. It is awful. It's
I'm
a
not
no good, very bad
confused
character.
by their move to put Natalie Portman in it and make another Thor movie. I'm just tired, you know.
Now that one, I don't have your back on because I have no real strong opinions about.
Did we talk
there
about
being
how Disney lost Spider-Man?
We did. We mentioned it
touched
last
on it,
week.
man.
Yeah.
See,
I'm happy to talk to you about it if you want.
so my only thing with it is I was so caught. It's like the Hannibal thing where it's I was so caught up in hating Disney that for a second I almost forgot that Sony is a corporation. Also, Sony makes objectively better Spider-Man movies.
Oh no, factually yes, except for Spider-Verse, but that's
That's the Sony movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said except for Spider-Verse.
Wait, so you think Spider-Verse is worse?
No, Spider-Verse is better. You said Disney makes objectively better. Sony
Sony makes objectively better Spider-Man.
Oh, I misheard you. I'm sorry. I thought you said backwards.
Wait, you think Spider-Man Homecoming is anything at all?
I haven't seen Homecoming, actually.
2?
I haven't seen Homecoming. Because I still haven't seen Endgame. Because I am
you're
lazy and just haven't gotten around to
Dan,
it.
you've seen Homecoming. You have not seen Far From Home.
That's right. I'm sorry. Because their naming conventions are stupid.
Yes.
Exactly. You know what's not stupid?
I liked Homecoming, actually.
Spider-Man. What comes next? I don't know. It could be Spider-Man 2, man. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man Homeless is where he's at right now. So
Well, that's the next one.
I mentioned it last week. I just love the memes. I love the memes a lot.
I just love the memes until it has people like ferrying support for either Disney or Sony.
I don't know. I have no. I don't know, man. They're both at fault. It seems like Disney is trying to get more money out of it, yeah, but also like the deal that Sony had on top already was bullshit.
Yeah, but have you seen Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
It's so good.
you know what we need to do?
Watch Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
I was thinking we get together. That would be great bonus content. Commentary
It's so
track of
good,
Spider-Man 2.
That was like the
Okay,
fifth
so here's
episode
my
of the
thing
podcast.
with
No,
people
like an
doing
actual
commentary
commentary
tracks.
track.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
we
wanna
just
do it.
all three press play at the same time.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with commentary tracks.
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the butt. Like, if I was going to be watching Spider-Man 2 and wanted to hear our commentary track over it, one, I wouldn't, because I only ever listen to podcasts on the go. And two, like, it's kind of obnoxious to do it, because you actually have to, like, make sure that you time it right to start the
It's true.
commentary track at the same time that you start the other thing.
We should do a commentary track and then just chop up and edit the film so we can just make it into like a YouTube video that's kind of long form. It's like, 30, 45 minutes. And it's actually just like the film and the highlights of the commentary track, as well as some other other stuff spliced in between to make it so you can still claim it as, transformative content.
That I'm more down with, actually.
It's also
a lot
a
more
much
work,
more
though.
digestible form of media.
It's also
There
a
you
lot
go.
more work.
We would, because it would be best if we were all in the same location so that we could have us being filmed.
You guys have to come down here.
Let's watch the Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
All three back to back.
All three back to back, and we gotta make like an event of it. We gotta
We gotta make an event out of it. We gotta have like pizza. We gotta have booze. Like, it would have to be a whole thing.
Spider-Man.
Ooh, can we drive? Can I be Janky Hobo Spider-Man?
No,
Oh, come on.
we get to pick any of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man characters, which includes Spider-Man.
I see.
Oh, cool.
You
I'll
mean
be the
Spider-Man,
Romanian landlord.
Spider-Man, or Emo Spider-Man? Dibs on Emo Spider-Man. Fuck you guys.
I'll be the Romanian landlord.
I'll be Spider-Man too.
Rent?
Dibs on Emo Spider-Man.
I just can't believe.
Actually, no. I probably could pull off a fucking what's fucking his name, Osborn. I could probably pull off a Harry Osborn.
I
don't think
hate the idea of waking up in the morning and being like, yes, Spider-Man 2 is not good. It just makes me sad.
I actually can't imagine anyone saying that because it is objectively a good movie.
It's
like,
so good.
Even if you're
actually,
going to be on the train of like, but Spider-Man 3, even if you say stuff like that, I mean, come on now. It's like, you can't say Spider-Man 2 wasn't good.
And honestly, I'm going to give it to him. Sony Spider-Man movies, although I think if you average all Sony Spider-Man movies, they're probably just as good as Marvel's. Because Spider-Man 3 is literally that bad, and Venom is laughably bad, so it's almost like The Room type thing where it starts going back up the scale.
Venom was fun.
Exactly. Like Venom, it's not abhorrent, but it's not good, but it's just not good enough to actually kind of be good.
Yeah, it's got 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but like Rotten Tomatoes is like critics scoring it, and if a critic's gonna be like, yes, I like when Tom Hardy kissed himself with boob, then you got a problem with a critic.
That's
Get
fair.
a new critic.
Get better critic.
Get critic too.
Oh, you mean like the fact that we're getting why are we getting a Venom 2? Why? I mean, obviously money, but why?
Money. Oh, I just my overall take is that I think even though Sony has done far worse at times, they've also done far better at times, and they're willing to do dumb shit and take risks.
That's fair.
Like, Disney will never take a risk with any of their Marvel properties. I would be so surprised if they did.
I don't know, man. I was actually a little surprised. I know you guys don't give a shit about Star Wars, but I watched the Mandalorian trailer this week, and like I was surprised at how dark it looked. Like it actually looks like they're making it a lot edgier than I would have expected.
Firstly, Dan, I do enjoy Star Wars.
I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
Wait,
I don't.
why does no one not like Star Wars?
Because no one likes Star Wars like I like Star Wars. It's mine.
Oh,
It's
oh,
my
okay.
series.
Oh, I see. Compared to you, I hate Star Wars.
Hey guys, it's me, Dan. I'm gonna bring up a thing, and if you try and talk to me about the thing I just brought up, I'm gonna tell you not to talk to me about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you not met Star Wars fans?
It's true. I do hate sci-fi because of that. But I love Spider-Man too.
Is Spider-Man 2 sci-fi?
Sure.
It's not sci-fi. I can't argue. I can't find an argument that says
He
it's
gave
not
up that
sci-fi.
spider in science room.
You're right.
I mean, I would argue it could be sci-fi because the entire
But
thing
it's not real spider. Fiction.
is like the whole thing is like 100% about a man creating an artificial sun.
Spider-Man.
That's true, man. I forgot that scene. That's a weird scene.
I like
When
when
he
he
makes
stops
his
Not
son.
being
train.
that close to that sun. That sun should not have been stable.
It wasn't.
Dumping in that
was
water
the-
definitely
that-
would not have worked.
Dan, that was the plot of the movie. Is the sun wasn't stable.
There's no reason dropping that sun in that fucking water should have worked. It's dumb.
Cool it
They
down.
put the sun in the water.
It wasn't like the real sun. It was the Spider-Man 2 sun.
You're right. A different sun completely. My bad. I
I mean,
misunderstood.
literally, yeah. It wasn't like a 1-to-1 scale model.
Are you sure? I was
you
impressed.
know, I'm
That's kind of
pretty
what he was
sure-
trying to do.
I'm pretty sure that he did not make a 1-to-1 scale model of the sun on the Earth and then submerge it in the Earth's water.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that movie went.
That's what I remember, but like
I
could be
remember
wrong.
pretty much exactly that.
Dan, do you know how big the sun is?
Yes.
I think
Alright,
that's why
hey.
Dan is like being all like uppity about it.
I don't think the sun is actually any bigger than the moon, and I think they both circle around the top of the Earth, which is flat.
Ah,
That tracks.
yeah, no. Yeah,
Did
that
you know
sounds
that?
right.
You know flat earthers actually think the sun and the moon are the same size?
Yeah, and that they think the moon is much smaller than us globies think it is.
Yes, that is also
Yeah.
true. But not flat.
No,
No.
not flat.
Well, I mean, sort of. It depends on whether or not they believe it's like an under the dome situation.
Wait, if they think it's
Which
under the
is
dome, do
just
they
kinda
still
painted
think
on.
it's flat though? Like, do you think the moon's flat?
I feel like they have to. Because if you're
Why?
under
Why
the
can't-
dome, then the moon is just like kind of painted on the wall.
I don't
right?
like flat earthers.
No, flat earthers are dumb. We haven't brought up flat earthers in a long while.
They haven't been worth talking about in a long while.
Did they do any more
Then we
dumb
start talking
shit?
about
I mean,
Spider-Man
besides
2.
exist. Spider-Man 2, objectively a better flat earth than flat earthers.
I don't really track, but yeah.
Yeah, see? It works. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
What is your guys' favorite superhero movie?
Nice detour. I'm not 100%
Spider-Verse.
sure what my favorite would be. You say Spider-Verse?
It's definitely Spider-Verse. Like, I would love to find some other ones and like do some like real deep searching, but the fact of the matter is that Spider-Verse, I honestly think might be the best superhero
Wait,
movie.
here's the thing about that question. The question is a good barometer for like, are you a shithead? Because if you answer something that's kind of like, I'm a big fan of Hancock.
Watchmen.
Like, shut up, dude. Like, yes, that is technically a movie where the man has superpowers and he is, I guess, a hero in some aspects. But like, if I ask that question and you immediately think like, what's the deepest I can dig? What's the least box office success superhero movie I can think of? Let me come up with that. Then I hate you. But if you just say like
Actually,
Spider-Man 2,
you're gonna
I
hate
respect
me.
you. What?
Chronicle might be my favorite superhero movie.
No one likes Chronicle. That movie sucks.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. I
It's
enjoyed
just
that
like
movie a
sad
lot.
boys find camera or whatever and be strong.
I mean, that's exactly. You know what, Jackson? You were right. That is exactly how the movie went.
All I'm saying is like, why would you watch Chronicle when it came out around the same time as Spider-Man 2?
I mean, I wouldn't say that like I would rather watch one. That doesn't
can
make it
only
not my
watch one.
favorite. I can only watch one, man.
And everyone can only, that's the new rule.
Now hold on. Are we talking like only one ever existed, or I can only watch one?
You.
They both are there, but you're just not allowed to watch one of them.
I honestly think I'd rather watch Chronicle again than watch Spider-Man 2 again, dude. I've seen Spider-Man 2 enough. I'm done with it. I'm over
This
it.
guy just went the wrong way at the Starbucks drive-thru. Oh, he's backing up.
Are we talking about me or something that actually is happening
No,
in real
I'm
life right
watching
now?
the Starbucks drive-thru from my car in the TGI Fridays parking lot, and this man just went the wrong way into the drive-thru, but then he backed up.
Here in my car in the Hollywood Hills.
Here in my garage, just got this new Lamborghini. But
Here
you
in
know
my
what even more than
garage,
this
which also has a
Lamborghini?
Starbucks.
Knowledge. Did I mention that $93 textbook I had to buy is not actually a bound book, but rather a whole bunch of 3-hole punched
Oh, of
loose
course
leaf
it
paper?
is.
Are you kidding
Yep.
me?
Oh yeah. Been there.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. published by the professor that made me buy it for $93.
I'm surprised nobody scanned it and put it online yet.
Maybe somebody has, but I couldn't find it. Well, I mean, I doubt.
Hey, Jackson,
it
you know,
really gets a lot
what you could do?
What?
You could be the hero. The hero
I could
Gotham deserves.
scan it and put it online, but I don't
That's
have
illegal.
a
You
scanner.
should definitely not do that.
Also,
Wink.
it's like one professor's class that makes you take it at one college, and I really doubt there's like a lot of people who would find it. Whereas
You'd be
most college kids
surprised.
would just be like, "I'm gonna go buy it."
Oh man, I have no fear about telling the story now because I'm not in college anymore and they can't take back my degree.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, they definitely
Can't wait
can.
to hear it.
They're not gonna take back your degree if you pirated a book.
No. Because you're right. Like that one class at one concentration or one school has to take at one place, at one college.
So you said the word concentration. That reminds me of another one of those shithead kids I'm gonna talk to you about later.
Nice.
Okay. There was a class in my first year. I'm not going to say who the teacher was, but he was awful.
Was it Jackson?
It was not, but he is still awful. He is the worst professor in that school, and the fact that he's still kicking is an absolute miracle. Man is so old that I have friends of mine who graduated 20 years ago, and they had him as a professor. Awful person. He liked me. He's just awful. He's just objectively a bad professor. Anyway, his class was notorious for being the trial by fire for people going into the program.
Okay.
And tons of people dropped out during or after his class just because it was bullshit. He would his air quotes study notes were, and I'm not kidding, it was maybe 400 slides, not pages, individual slides in a slideshow.
Oh no. And
he would just ask us questions off of that for the tests. Some of which he did definitely cover in class. Some of which I guarantee you he did not cover in class. Awful professor. The nice thing is that professor had not changed his test in 20 years. I went online and found it was like a WordPress or something, even older than that. It was like plain text HTML website that was just a giant study guide for this one class.
Oh my gosh.
That some students had put together years ago and just left online.
That's actually pretty great.
It was awesome. It made the class 7% easier. Not
Only
1,000% easier, but definitely significantly easier.
Damn, I don't know how to tell you.
Cried.
I
I watched people walk out of that midterm, sit on the floor outside the classroom and cry.
Cowards. I would have just stolen the test key and used it like Dan.
I mean, I didn't steal the test. I just read a study guide that was actually a study guide, not just a 400 slide fucking pile of garbage.
See, you said your stuff like it was like you were about to get arrested or something. A study guide isn't illegal.
Yeah, you didn't steal the test.
There was a study guide. There was also I'm not gonna say that there was an actual cheat book essentially of all the answers for all the test stuff.
Dan, don't lie. We all know that there was a cheat book.
I actually didn't. I heard about it. I saw it. I think one time on someone else's computer, but I ain't no snitch and didn't rat them out. I am a snitch, but not. I am a snitch, but there was no benefit to me snitching on them. It was just gonna make it worse for everybody.
Dan is the reason fascism has ever succeeded. It's just people be snitching.
Do you want that?
No. I have actively spoken against your snitching over and over again.
I mean, that's fair, but hear me out. Sometimes snitching is a good thing.
No.
Listen.
Dan, right now, you're the kind of person to call the cops on me for speeding so that they place a car where I drive just to pull me over.
No.
Dan,
See, I'm not about. Okay, hold on. I think you guys have the wrong idea about me snitching. I'm not snitching to with the purpose of getting other people in trouble. I'm only snitching if I'm getting something out of it.
That is way worse.
No.
You are betraying people and their harmless habits for your own personal gain.
Is it worse to just betray them for no reason? Or out of some misguided principles?
It's much better to do it for misguided principles than to do it for gain.
I'd rather know somebody betrayed me and got something out of it than they betrayed me, I don't know, because they wanted to.
So you're doing something you don't even want. You're hurting people for your own personal gain when you don't even want to.
No, I'm not. I'm only hurting people for personal gain. Ooh, don't like how that came out.
No, I don't like how that came out.
What do you
either.
mean? That one came out a little harsh. You've said that several times today.
Yeah, no, you definitely have said that several times already. So I don't know why you're suddenly not cool with it now, but you should have been not cool with it earlier too.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm gonna snitch on everything. I'm just saying if people ask questions, I'm not about to lie about it.
That's different than snitching, though. I mean, it's not entirely different, but if you were to just go up to the person and be like, "Hey, did you know blank is doing blank?" then you're a
I'm
snitch.
not doing that. I ain't about that.
But what if it's to your own personal gain? What if they'll give you $100?
It would have to be some serious personal gain for me to like walk up and be like, let me just rat these fuckers out. Like it would have to be better. It would have to be a better personal gain than like whatever the friendships were that I'm definitely losing because of that.
Well, I'm glad that you
So
thought
then
this
when do
through,
you
Dan.
snitch then?
Man, I think about snitching a lot.
Well, yeah, because like you started out being like, yeah, I'll do it for personal gain. Now you're like, wait, it would have to be some pretty severe personal gain. And I would never do it unless I was confronted about doing it.
No, personal gain is like a broad strokes. Like it has to be a net positive for me. There are always negatives to snitching.
Yeah, but then you changed it from just being net positive to being I wouldn't seek it out, even if it was a net positive, unless.
No, I'm just saying it would have to be a net positive. Like the loss of friendship is objectively a negative, and that factors into the equation.
The fact that you have an equation is the worst thing of all time when you could just not be a snitch.
I mean, I could, but I won't.
I feel like this is one of those, like, you know, social media posts where it just reminds you it costs $0 to smile. Dan, it costs you $0 not to be a snitch.
But sometimes it gains him $5.
That's not true. It can definitely cost me money to not be a snitch. I don't have exact examples off the top of my head, but I'm sure
you don't
they
have
exist.
an equation for that one. My bad.
I mean, I probably don't. You don't know. You don't know what equations I got going on.
No, I don't. That's
Maybe I
why
had
I'm
equations
like,
for days.
What a weird hill to die on, to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a snitch.
Nah, man. Listen. You decided to rat me out as a snitch, and now I'm owning it.
You ratted yourself out as a snitch.
many times.
You're
in
right. I
fact.
snitched on myself.
And then, but then why'd
You're
you
such
say
a
I
snitch
ratted
that
you out
you
as a
can't
snitch?
Because
stop
of the snitch I am.
snitching.
Best snitch
There's a guy who
2019.
hangs posters around campus, and if you report people who are in one, because he's a landlord, and if you report people who live in one of his houses that are smoking weed or partying, then he'll give you 25% off of their lease should you choose to buy it out.
That's
It would have to be a.
I don't like that at all. That's
I'm not even kidding. I
sleazy.
found that out earlier today, and I was mad.
That's sleazy. That's sleazy as fuck.
Would you do it, Dan, if they were people you didn't know?
I don't know, man. Then I gotta deal with an apartment that smells like weed all the time.
It probably won't smell like weed once they move out.
Oh, that's not true.
You can pretty easily get rid of that.
You've never been in a place that like somebody has smoked in so much that like everything still smells like smoke?
Well, it's still the beginning of the semester. They haven't been in it that much.
I'd definitely consider it, but like
Oh
that's
my god!
Dan!
that's gross. No, I don't like that. That's just
the
gross.
problem is-
That's
what's
like
gross?
working. That's
What's gross? The fact that it smells like
25%
weed
is
or the
significant though,
tactic?
dude. Like rent is expensive.
You haven't specified whether you think the weed is gross or whether you think the
I
tactic
mean, weed
that
is
the
also
man
gross.
using is gross.
I don't love
Which
the smell of
one
weed,
do you
but like
think is gross in that situation?
both are gross.
Okay. Which do you think is
It's
worse?
gross that they put up posters about it. That's
Yeah.
just like kind of sad. Like you could just hire that same person who like has posters could just go to people's houses, and like you can tell.
But see,
Because
there are rules about landlords and visiting. Like some places, the law you actually have to give them a heads up.
Ha, yeah, supposedly. Didn't stop my landlord.
You could get them in trouble for that if it's
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
just
but I'm
thing.
not going to
You're not
because
a
I'm not
snitch?
going to get any gain out of it. That's just going to make my
You're
life
not
more
going to
difficult.
snitch on your
the
landlord.
gain would be your landlord
Dang,
couldn't
Dan.
do that anymore.
Yeah, but then I got to find a new place to live.
Why?
And now I could, but like, what am I gonna? Fuck! I'm not gonna get any like. There's nothing there.
You're gonna get personal privacy, and your landlord
They're not
can't
gonna.
kick you out
The cops
for
aren't
him
gonna
breaking
give
the
me a
law.
reward for snitching on my landlord.
The
They might.
reward is that your landlord can no longer behave in that manner.
That not necessarily.
Yes.
Landlords do what the landlords want, man.
If you get them in legal trouble over it, and they know you'll do it again, they're not gonna keep behaving illegally.
No, they're just gonna kick me out.
When they probably can't do that either, unless the lease is up. They can let you not renew the lease, but then if they try and kick you out for you respecting your own personal privacy, then you can just bring them to court again
I
and
guess.
snitch on them again.
That sounds like a lot of work. With like, I gotta go to court. That's a lot of work, dude.
Sounds to me like someone's
said
just
the-
not willing to stand up for what might help them because it might hurt them too.
I think Dan is only a snitch
I'm just saying it's not a
verbally.
net positive.
I don't know that Dan is actually a snitch. I think he just likes to say he's a snitch. Because in all of the situations where I'm trying to give him a situation where he can snitch, he's like, nah.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Except for
I
the one
just
that
say
evicts people.
listen.
that.
The way this originally came up in when we talked about it last time is that like I'm not about to, like, if Noah rolls up at my house tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. And Noah tells me, listen, because Noah's an idiot and doesn't realize at this point that I'm a snitch. And Noah's like, hey, Dan, listen, I did some shit. I need to lay low for a few days. I'm going to let him just hang out in my house. But, like, if the cops show up, I'm going to let him in and be like, he's right there, officer.
You're going to let it, you're not going to be like, you're going to open the door and be like, come on in, guys. Noah's right over here.
Yeah, but if they don't knock on my door, I'm not going to go out on the street and be like, hey, he's right here.
Yeah, but even if they knock on your door, you don't have to let them in. Like, unless they have a warrant, you can just avoid the question.
I mean, I'd probably at least try once or twice, but like if they put any pressure on me, and I'm like, nah, man.
If you open the door and they say, is Noah here? Just be like, I'll play the fifth man and then shut the door, and they're gonna get a warrant like as soon as possible, but they can't get it immediately because they still have to go through a judge.
But then they got a warrant for my house. I don't want that.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Come inside and find that Noah's not there because they've had time because they had to go see a judge to get the warrant, so no one had time to flee?
I'll tell Noah to go climb out the back window or something. It'll be
you're not even aiding and abetting anymore because Noah's no longer in your house, and as far as I know, he was never there.
Unless they can prove somehow that he was there, which is all I need.
I don't know, Dan. It just kind of sounds like you're trying to find an excuse to throw me under a bus.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not gonna go out and tell them that you did a bad thing.
If you were at my house and
if somebody asks
and cops knocked on the door, I would shoot them.
That is not a thing you would do.
I don't even open the door. I'd do it through the window.
That's just a lie. You are a liar.
Someone shows up to Jackson's house. It's on site.
It's on site.
That's just not.
If like my neighbor knocked on the door to see like if I was okay, I would shoot them.
Jehovah's Witnesses show up on site.
You know it's on site.
Factually not going to be what happens.
No, 100%. Jehovah's Witnesses show up. It's definitely on site. I don't care who you are.
It would be like
that's fair, but it's not going to happen.
It'd be like the Hitman where you get like a room just full of bodies of people who keep walking in the room. Like you ever play Hitman? Like you're just trying to like find the target, but people keep walking in the room where you had to kill somebody earlier, so you have to keep killing more people, and you have like a body like 40 bodies shoved in a room, and you're like, well.
Mm-hmm. And you're just sitting there like, man, I hope no one else comes in here so I can finally leave and do something. And a waiter walks in and they're like, oh.
Have you seen that?
And then it slowly becomes like a 2-hour-long thing where you actually just kill everyone in the building. And you're like, ah.
Reminds you of the SNL skit, The Letter or whatever, Dear Sister, maybe it's called.
Of course,
you guys seen that one?
That's like the most classic SNL skit alive.
I mean, it's pretty classic, but I definitely have met people who haven't seen it. I've had to show it to people in the past.
I've seen it because Jackson has showed it to me on multiple occasions.
It's pretty good.
And it's very good.
It is very good. That's what I'm imagining the situation is.
What you say? Only I don't get shot. I just keep shooting. Just imagine like walking up to someone's front door and be like, there's a pile of people who have been shot at this doorstep. I should knock and see if the person inside's okay.
Can you imagine being that much of a busybody to do that?
Yes. Or just that much of an idiot.
Dan, clearly you've never had that neighbor.
Yeah, no, I definitely have had that neighbor.
I've had some bad neighbors, but none of them that I think would walk over a pile of multiple dead bodies to knock on a door with bullet holes in it. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay, so speaking of bullet holes and tragedies and mass murder, I'm taking a course on resistance throughout the Holocaust against fascism.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's a dope course so far. And here's the thing, though. We started the class, and there are like a couple different. It's a first-year elective, and like everyone has to take one. And there's like a dozen of them. Literally, one of them is like Harry Potter studies, and there's like a Lord of the Rings studies, and there's like all this. And then I chose the Holocaust, like resistance in the Holocaust of Nazi Germany, and I'm sitting there in the class, and the professor's like, "All right, how many of you like?" Because the class is full, and he's like, "How many of you guys signed up for this class yourself?" And like 3 people raised their hands, and he was like, how many of you guys were automatically assigned when you registered for classes? And everybody like raises their hand. And it ended up just being like, I'm in a class with like 25 people who
don't want to be there.
A couple of them genuinely think the Holocaust is like a funny thing.
Oh no.
And it's infuriating. Because like, I get it, you're like 18 or whatever, but like, at some point, you just gotta be like, maybe I shouldn't make a joke about Hitler right now.
No,
it's honestly like, yeah, it's infuriating because like he was like, hey, do you guys know any like people who were influential, either that came out of the Holocaust, like people who survived the concentration camps, or maybe people who aided and abetted Jews, or people who did like XYZ, or people who were helpful or instrumental in the war or resistance. And so I talked about like Viktor Frankl, who's like an existential philosopher, who's a Holocaust survivor, who's really dope. He's really exciting. Look into him if you haven't. He's a super smart guy. and he pioneered a existential philosophy well in the Holocaust because he was like, man, this shit sucks. And so he just like big brained his way into finding meaning in everything he did. And then that is a survival tactic led to his advancements on Soren Kierkegaard's theories and philosophy. Smart, strong dude, a lot of respect for him. And I talked about that guy, and literally the kid behind me, like 2 minutes later, agrees, and he's like, you heard about Adolf Hitler before? And I was very, very frustrated.
You mean like,
people are
yeah,
gross.
because, right after you said something that actually had merit and was like contributing to a conversation, this dude's over here like,
behind me is like, huh. And then like he's got like a Supreme shirt on and a headband. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
God, of course he does.
I was like, I love Gen Z, but like, stop, dude. I was so mad. And like, obviously, the professor's not just gonna be like, all right, kid, get out of here, or whatever. He's like, nice.
Fucking asshole. Nobody's ever made that joke before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably gets that every class period.
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
But
Ugh.
yeah, so that was like the pinnacle of that guy in class thing. Like, you don't have to be funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay to be not funny. I try to be funny a lot of the time, but sometimes it's okay to not be funny. It's okay to care.
There are situations in which caring is important.
Yeah. And that's probably one of them. Not gonna lie. Yeah, and then he said like 4 other things during the class that were just super dumb. And then like at the end, I think he could tell the professor was getting like pissed at him, literally on syllabus day.
See, that's what I've always wanted, is I want to start a fight with my professor on syllabus week.
And
I've done that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I had like 3 people do it, so it happens. And then this dude, like by like the end of the class period, he started like trying to ask serious questions, which I gotta respect him for. But like, it was still like clear. Like, that's when it became clear to me that he really did not have any idea what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Which like, it's fine. Like, hey, that's why you're in the course. That's why you're here. But then like, it's shitty that it took him saying things that were offensive. Like at one point in time, he was like, he literally, like, the professor was talking about Anne Frank and like what that means, and obviously she herself was not influential or powerful during that time period. It was afterwards when it was a humanizing account of survival during a trying time. And I said that and we talked about that for a second, and then he was like, yeah, I think she was obnoxious.
Why?
And I hate him. It's not current, because like, why do you have to do that? And then he ended up, like, by the end of the class, he was like actually asking questions, and even though they were dumb questions, it was clear that like he had switched from being like, oh, look at me, guys, I'm gonna keep garnering attention, to being like, hey, I have a question, which I respect. But it frustrates me that it took him a lot of guess and check that didn't need to be guessed about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess it's just it's a pride thing. It's a lot easier to make a joke about something you don't understand than to try and listen and understand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah. That's still, though. It's still annoying.
Yeah, it was
People are still gross.
Yeah.
People are still the fucking worst. It's just a fact.
Well, but he showed improvement, though. And that's why I love people.
There we go. See, this is already a good thing, because if Dan was telling this story, he'd be talking about how much he hated people. And instead,
that's true. I would not be as quick to forgive.
Well, hating people is like the most tired opinion you can have these days.
I don't know, man.
Name somebody who thinks generally positively about humans as a whole. It's not super common. So like,
no.
I don't know. Maybe you should try and make an effort to care about. What is the one thing I read about recently, which is the idea that you should treat people as an ends and not simply a means. It's
they can be both.
They can be both, but what should you treat them as is the question. Not about the possibility, it's about the action.
Listen, we're not going to get into my philosophy that you are all NPCs in my video game, okay? We don't need that.
That's a bad philosophy.
It's a terrible philosophy. It's also a joke before someone calls me out on it.
It was Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative, I believe, is the one I was talking about. And that applies to journalism somehow. I think that's in my notes somewhere.
somehow is the best kind of connection.
Jackson.
What?
Actual question, Jackson. Are you a digital note taker or a physical note taker?
I prefer being able to format physically, but like digital is more convenient, I guess, and it requires less room in my book bag.
That's fair.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I love physical note taking, but I hate writing. So like, it is a huge issue.
See, I love writing. My writing's actually dope as hell. If you haven't seen my writing before, you're missing out. I'll send you guys pictures.
I don't think I have. No.
Really?
It's not like
All
it's
you
not like
need
a
to do is
beautiful
go
thing.
go on Instagram.
I just use a
As
fountain
we
pen
established, I
and I
don't
write
use
cursive,
Instagram.
so it's pretty.
Shit. Sorry, I just remembered. Speaking of Instagram, I just bought a new phone off Amazon earlier today.
Oh, hey, congrats.
So I'm finally gonna be able to actually like use Instagram like an adult.
I am actually very happy for you.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to rip the conversation away from you, Jackson. That was rude.
I don't really get Instagram.
I mean, I certainly don't.
Like I just don't. Like, you post it and everyone just likes everything. Like, you'll have like 200 followers, you post something, it gets 200 likes.
Mm.
Like, I feel like likes just don't mean anything on Instagram.
I enjoy it only because it's just like, it's something different.
My phone just asked me, how was TGI Fridays? Don't know. I've been in the parking lot for an hour, though.
I suppose it's a fair statement, but still.
So I bought a new mouse yesterday and a new mouse pad.
Nice.
It's exciting. I've had the same one since 10th grade, and they're finally dying. So I bought a Fnatic branded gaming mouse.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because it's my favorite esports organization. And it's the same price as like a Logitech one, and I was like, if this one comes with stickers and has an orange logo on it, I'll buy it.
No, that's fair. That's fair as hell.
So now I have gamer gear now.
Gamer gear.
I need to get a new mouse at some point.
Oh, Google just asked me again, how was TGI Fridays?
Google needs to calm down.
You gotta stop, Google.
Well, answer them. God.
I don't know, Google, I don't know.
It's a weird place to record a podcast. That's what.
What do you mean? Speaking of recording a podcast, we should probably stop doing that pretty soon.
I was actually just about to mention that.
Yeah, not necessarily because we're like running out of time, but like because I probably need to like go out of the TGI or the TGI Fridays parking lot.
A valid mood. A valid mood.
So the Audible, I recently started listening to Zora Neale Hurstrom's "Their Eyes Were Watching God." It's like 6 hours long, so it's not too bad. It's a Southern love story about a MILF, and if that's not art, I don't know what is.
You went way robot on me
about
there.
a MILF.
Oh.
Of course it is.
So give it a listen.
You know what? I wish you hadn't repeated it. I'm gonna be honest.
It's also a widely respected piece. Well, with an amazing name. Their Eyes Were Watching God. Are you kidding me? What a great name.
What is it?
The name of the novel is Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Ooh, that is good. Actually, that is pretty good.
It's a good story too. It's good. It's a good time. Good time.
Good time. And where now? Where did you get the story from?
audibletrial.com/off the air, where you can find access to billions of words that are contained within books that are audible books. Audible books,
you say.
you can do that. And before we really start to get into plugs, I have something to confess.
Oh?
Emma is my friend, and she also beat me in Smash like 50-0. I was supposed to say 50-2, but like I literally never beat Emma.
This is very brave of you. I'm proud of you for stepping forward with this.
Yeah. Yes. Very bold, unsolicited thing that has never been prompted, except by the fact that it's a Patreon reward. Shout out to Emma, number 1 patron, at recommending that I should publicly say that I'm bad at Smash. Although I think I've already publicly been over that.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear you say it.
Yeah, it's true. It's been a while since I played, so I had to refresh at least my pride.
Oh yeah.
So you too can be the number 1 patron at something if you subscribe to Off the Air at Patreon and tell us to say something.
Man, I love it when Jackson actually does all the plugs.
I don't know the links.
That's my favorite.
Oh, it's patreon.com/off-the-air.
I knew
pretty easy. He did know the links. He just wanted us to actually get involved.
It's true.
Got him.
Jackson, do you want to plug the Instagram that you don't understand?
Follow. Wait, hold on. I'll get you guys someone to follow.
Give us someone to follow.
Okay.
And Noah, once he says it, I want you to like blank his audio out and just replace it with your voice in a very or even like a Microsoft Sam voice of his actual Instagram.
Do it with the Sans Undertale voice where it goes.
I mean, yeah, but it's an audio format, so you can't.
Follow my friend Susie. That's it.
That's it. Not a Twitter either. Nothing. That's it.
Yeah, just follow her on Instagram, I guess. Okay. That was the first story that popped up on my Instagram feed. So.
Fair enough. Cool. No, where can they find you?
How do you spell that?
I closed Instagram. It's also not on my feed anymore because I already watched the story.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. You can find me on many social media sites as Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and eventually I might even stream again. You know.
Yeah, you better. I'm gonna fight you.
Yep, pretty much.
Cool. Glad we had this talk. Glad we agreed that I'm allowed to fight you.
You can try.
Oh, I'll lose, but it's not about winning, Noah.
What's it about?
Mostly sending a message.
What message will that be, Dan?
I'm willing to fight and lose.
Shitty message.
Anyway, Dan, where can we find you? Nice
pause there, pal. That you definitely were going to cut out, and now I've brought attention to it, so now you can't.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at twitter.com/born57, and ideally by the time this comes out, maybe even back on Instagram again.
Because you got a phone.
Dude, I'm so excited. It's a little more expensive than what I was hoping for, but I got it. I'm excited. This is going to be good times. I'm going to yeet my old phone into the damn ocean is what I'm going to goddamn do. Be therapeutic. Where can you find the podcast? Oh, wait, I can answer that. Twitter.com/theofftheair. You can also technically find us on Facebook at the same thing.
No, you cannot, Dan. It's OTA Podcast.
Oh, damn it. And then we already mentioned the Patreon. Give us those rates and reviews on the iTunes and probably the Google Play. But if you do it on Google Play, message no about it, because otherwise we will never ever see it.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
And that's it. That's all our time for today, kids. And remember,
God made you special and he loves you very much.
Goodbye.
Weird take. Okay, let's leave.